Hi, Allan Clark, past president, chair of the Dorothy Bjork Assistance Fund committee. I want to talk to you a little bit today about our committee, about the fund, about the need. But first, we need to talk about our history a little bit, about the history of our values of members, taking care of members. It goes way back to before the beginning of our organization, where a young man was being picked on. A custodian stepped in, and that little boy eventually went on to high school. He graduated high school, and he came back, and the custodian hired him. And while he was working that job, he met a woman named Mary Coughlin. She was about 70 years old at the time, stove up with arthritis, still working. And he said, "Why are you still working?" She goes, "I have to. I have no way of providing for myself. I have no family. I have no way to eat." And he said, "We don't have a pension?" She goes, "No, there's no pension." And this was pre-Social Security as well. So she had to keep working. And he thought that was wrong. That young man, his name was Bill Swartz, one of the founders of our organization. So this first act of kindness from a custodian to a student turned into another act of kindness from this student after he was a grown man, working to try to get pensions for classified employees. And eventually they were successful. So that's one of the values our organization has had now for nearly 100 years. And we've grown to nearly 250,000 people. And it's always been member helping member, because we're family. And that was the mantra that Dorothy Bjork in the 1980s was president of CSEA. And there was a disaster in Northern California. There were some floods going on. So she rallied the members and solicited donations. They got clothing, they got food, they got funds, and they helped those members. And it morphed into what is now the Dorothy Bjork Assistance Fund. Yes, right, brothers and sisters, named after her in her honor. Recently, I was asked about some of the applications because we received nearly 300 a year. If there was anyone that stood out the most, or was more touching, or where the fund really had an impact, and every day a classified employee and their family wake up hungry. There's the possibility of eviction. They're looking at a disconnection notice for utilities that their child needs to learn, the internet, electricity. They have family members that they haven't had put any closure on their loss. They're concerned about, am I going to catch COVID? Am I going to infect my family? Am I going to be the cause of one of my family members dying? If I die, who's going to take care of my family? The anxiety that is building in our membership, and some that are desperate need of some assistance. And then they find out about the fund. They qualify, they get some assistance, and now there's food on the table. Utilities are still turned on. Their child is able to learn. This is what the fund does by you donating to the fund. It is all donations from our members and staff and outside vendors. There's no dues. And we need you to think about how much you can donate. Now, we use an example of 10 cents a day, maybe less than a Starbucks, what I like to call a Mocha Doka Choka. For less than one of those, you can help a member. It might be a member in your chapter and you don't even know it. It might be you someday. So we need you to check our webpage. Think about donating. Our monthly donations is important, but if you can't give monthly, you can certainly give one time. We know you care, and we know that you will do your best to help us with this fund. So thank you very much. And remember, you may be the one that needs this someday. So your little gift will go a long way in helping others. Thank you, and may God bless all of you.